Hi guys and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin and this is episode 147. Is HSBC evaluating Ripple, Litecoin largest miner Capitulation, and Binance XRP futures up to 75 times leverage. Now, if you're catching this from live, welcome, and if you're catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you are thinking. Now, if you want to be up to date with the latest crypto-related news, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link is in the description, guys, and so is the link to all the other articles that we cover here on the stream. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up on a Tuesday night. So I hope that you are having a great time today. I hope your week has been going on great. Sorry about not being here yesterday. I was having internet problems. I did send out a tweet very late last night. My phone got discharged and I couldn't find the charger for it. Now, what else? Yeah, I did go on Twitter to tell you guys that I was not able to make it. Sorry about that. There was no stream due to the lack of internet. We do have internet right now, and apparently it's nice and steady. So I think they came from the internet company. I haven't really talked to my wife about it yet, but I do believe they came today and kind of fixed it. I'm not sure where the problem was. I still have to check with her. I got home from the office and started really getting just into the news. There are a couple articles today we're going to cover. They are pretty cool. So we're going to move on to that other screen where you start doing like the rest of the stuff, right? The screen that's like right there. Yeah, so let's get on with the news. Has McAfee's Bitcoin betrayal prompted a new alt season? That is the title of this article. Now, John McAfee backpedaled on his much talked about 1 million bet with himself yesterday. Now, they said that he had previously stated that if Bitcoin was not above 1 million per coin by the end of 2020, he would eat his own penis on live TV, which I really doubt he's going to do, and probably the reason why he's backpedaling. Anyways, the sudden renouncement of McAfee's frankly ridiculous 2017 statement coincided with big moves in the crypto asset market. Most leading altcoins have pumped relative to Bitcoin after the antivirus pioneer, so McAfee, stated that other digital currencies had much brighter future than Bitcoin. Again, that is a very bold tweet. Yesterday, McAfee announced that his famous 1 million Bitcoin by the end of 2020 was nothing more than a ruse, and that the controversial cryptocurrency proponent took to Twitter claiming that the statement reported by News Bitcoin at the time was a ploy to get more people interested in digital currency, and something that McAfee claimed was successful. Now, he also went on to write that Bitcoin is an ancient technology. He added that new blockchain looks set to dethrone Bitcoin thanks to their superior feature sets. This includes smart contracts, decentralized applications, and privacy technologies. Now, the tweet from McAfee, this one says, "It my dick in 12 months?" Question mark. A ruse to onboard new users. It worked. Bitcoin was first. It's an ancient technology. All know it. Newer blockchains have privacy, smart contracts, distributed apps, and more. Bitcoin is our future. Was the Model T the future of the automobile? And that's what he goes on to state. Anyways, since his tweet, Bitcoin dominance has, they were saying, this was from yesterday, so it was decreasing slightly. Although the price had stayed relatively constant, almost all popular altcoins experienced gains. Now, those top 10 crypto assets, excluding stablecoins, seeing the biggest pumps were XRP with 10%, XLM with 5.76%, and Bitcoin Cash with 4.31%, and Monero with 3.23%. It was a financial analyst and founder of QuantumEconomics.io, Matty Greenspan, highlighted the sudden altcoin pumps in the following tweet. He added strong hints that McAfee betrayal might be the reason for the drop in Bitcoin dominance, so I'm really waiting for it to come back online. And apparently I'm reconnected now, and I'm not sure where I am with regards to the stream. Yes, it is going live now, and apparently I'm caught up to where I'm at. Awesome. Sorry, like I said, internet supposedly got fixed, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Anyways, similarly to the response to yesterday's tweet, also suggests that respect for McAfee's opinion is somewhat lacking around the industry. Admittedly, some agreed that with the Steam model analogy, using the opportunity to shill their favorite altcoin project at the expense of Bitcoin. Now, developer and Bitcoin proponent Nicholas Dorier replied, "Our promise under deliver like shitcoins." Others question how anyone could take a potential presidential candidate backpedaling its own worth seriously. Meanwhile, trader entrepreneur Bob Locus reasoned that rather than exposing Bitcoin to more people, McAfee's antics, the backpedaling included, were part of the reason why the industry had failed to garner broad credibility. Now, guys, what are your thoughts on this, really? What do you think McAfee is doing here, or what do you think he's trying to get to? Do you think he really was a ruse to like get more people on board and bring more attention to the industry? I doubt it, man. I really do believe he believed this was gonna go to 1 million, even though it was a really shot in the dark. But I also do agree with him that not that Bitcoin is useless. I do agree with him that Bitcoin, there are other competitors in the crypto assets that have better technology than Bitcoin. Right? Now, some of you might not like that comment, and that is fine. That is just my belief in what I think. I do believe there's coins that are faster. I do believe there's coins that give privacy. And I do believe that there's coins that do other stuff better than Bitcoin. And Bitcoin, it's a king still because it was the first one, right? But as time keeps on passing and more coins develop, remember, we're on the early stages of crypto. As more coins develop, then we're going to see Bitcoin probably get dethroned for faster, cheaper, and different alternatives that serve and suit different needs, right? Your mileage may vary, and that is fine. Now, this next article, Bitcoin and gold jump after Trump strikes Iran. This is from today. It says that the markets were rattled on Friday. Gold, oil, and Bitcoin surge after top Iranian General Qasem Soleimani was struck by a U.S. drone at Iraq's Baghdad airport. Now, it says, however, the impact on the crypto market is less clear. Analysts are divided over whether a corresponding surge in Bitcoin was a coincidence or yet more evident than leading crypto is acting as a new breed of digital safe haven. And I do believe that crypto could be a safe haven. I'm not sure if it's acting as a safe haven right now. Now, Bitcoin's 5% move up appeared to coincide with a general flight to safety as investors dropped stocks in favor of oil and gold, which pushed up around 4% and 2% respectively. Now, several Bitcoin bulls have chimed in to suggest that sudden rise in geopolitical tensions was a catalyst for the strong crypto rally, which continued today or yesterday, Monday. Digital Galaxy founder Mike Novogratz was one of the first using the opportunity to promote the digital gold narrative and claim Bitcoin in acting as a classic safe haven asset. The more I analyze this Iranian situation, the more bullish on gold and Bitcoin I become. That's what Novogratz was saying. Iraq will be expelling U.S. troops. Iran will have more pull in Iraq, which is what they always wanted. Saudi is in a position to want the conflict, and Middle East less stable, or Middle East less stable, equals more volatility. Now, others are more skeptical. Matty Greenspan, founder of crypto-focused research firm Quantum Economics, suggests that the Iranian market in and of itself is likely too small and slow to have caused the move single-handedly. And he says that it might be crypto traders speculating that Iranians are buying Bitcoin. But he's more likely that several players have been waiting on the side of a good buying opportunity below 7,000 per coin, and it seems one has presented itself. Now, Peter Schiff supports Greenspan views. He chimed in on Twitter to suggest that the heightened geopolitical risk has resulted in both gold and Bitcoin moving higher, but different reasons. While gold is being bought by investors as a safe haven, Bitcoin is being bought by speculators betting that investors will buy it as a safe haven. Economist Alex Kruger offered a different perspective. He dismissed the idea that Bitcoin is a safe haven as absolute nonsense and suggested even seasoned traders have become delusional about Bitcoin's correlation with war and international conflict. But the recent spread of misleading figures, one could be forgiven for drawing false conclusions about the price action. Rumors of a huge premium being paid for Bitcoin in Iran began swirling after Mazari's Ryan Selkis pointed out that local Bitcoin data suggests that Iranians could be paying up to 300% more for the privilege of buying Bitcoin with the rial and the volatile local currency, right? Anyways, Bitcoin is trading nearly $24,000 in the US equivalent of Iranian rials on Bitcoin, local Bitcoins today. He wrote in a newsletter, and it's unlikely those purchases are paying for the Iranian military's response. Instead, it might be innocent and desperate Iranians looking for a way out of the coming chaos. Now, such high prices in Iran would indicate unprecedented demand, suggesting citizens are flocking in mass to buy Bitcoin at a premium far beyond the meager 10% extra paid by South Koreans during the 2017 bull run. What Selkis didn't explain, though, is that Iran has two exchange rates. The government subsidized rate that values the real far above the open market, and it's only used for official business, and a free market rate, which represents the real number of dollars and ordinary citizens could get for the reals. This means the price of Bitcoin wasn't really hitting all-time highs in Iran, and it was in fact trading around 7,300, just like the rest of the world. Nevertheless, as Schiff and Grisman point out, even if a Bitcoin is not currently acting as a safe haven asset in Iran and other troubled regions, it soon could be each time analysts attribute price action to macroeconomic forces, an association is forged and a self-fulfilling prophecy set in motion, which could mean Bitcoin is one day widely recognized as a legitimate safe haven asset. With geopolitical tensions mounting and Bitcoin halving just months away, the 2020 is already off to a tumultuous start. Now, that's what this article is stating. I do believe that there could be other factors coming into play with the rise on the price of Bitcoin. I do have some technicals that would back that statement, right? Not just the fundamentals. I do believe it's a couple things that are getting together to really come in and play in here, right? It's not just one thing. I do believe it's some part of the news, some part speculation, and then some part real technicals that we have seen. And I'll talk about them in a second. Just let me make sure this is still playing here. Yeah, awesome. There we go. It's not. It's coming with the freaking ads. There we go. What? Okay. I'm not sure why this song is playing. I was on the playlist before. I think the artist updated the playlist. On to the next article. World's largest Bitcoin miner lures new clients to Texas hotspot. Now, SBI Holdings Inc., a Japanese internet service provider, GMO Internet Inc., are about to start extracting Bitcoin at what is being called the world's largest crypto mine, located in the industry's new hotspot region, what they're calling the industry's new hotspot region, Rockdale, Texas. Now, we talked about this farm before. It's going to be a massive farm that produces, I think, like 300 megawatts is what's starting out with. And they're going to grow it to like 3 or 1 gigawatt. I'm going to change this track. It's very, very slow. No, it's not. There we go. Anyways, if you remember, SBI Holdings is a Ripple partner. So let's see what they do with the Bitcoin that they're extracting there. Anyways, the two firms have in principle agreed with Northern Bitcoin AG subsidiary with Winstone Inc. to process cryptocurrency transactions at the Germany's company facility within the coming months, according to people unfamiliar with the matter. Familiar with the matter. I'm not sure what's wrong with me today. I can't really read. And it was renting out capacity to SBI Crypto, a unit of SBI Holdings, and GMO may help Northern Bitcoin to get farther large crypto-savvy investors on board. The people added, asking not to be identified because the matter is private. Spokesman for Northern Bitcoin, GMO and SBI declined comment. Now, Northern Bitcoin is, in recent years, shifted away from mining Bitcoin itself and insisted on... I'm not sure what's wrong with my eyes, man. I can't really read today. Oh, man, shilling your... Northern Bitcoin in recent years shifted away from mining Bitcoin itself and instead plans and operates mines for larger investors, shielding it from wide price swings. Large leasing contracts typically boost revenues and profits. The Frankfurt-based firm last month said its data center in Rockdale will have an initial capacity of 300 megawatts when it starts operating and reach 1 gigawatt by the end of the year. That is more than 3 times the capacity of a nearby crypto mine operated by China's Bitmain Technologies Ltd, currently deemed the largest on Earth and located in an old aluminum smelting plant of Alcoa Corp. Anyways, Rockdale is one of the Texas locations that has seen an influx of large-scale crypto miners. U.S. startup Layer 1, for instance, is planning to set up a site in West Texas. Wind power generation accounted for more than 20% of Texas electricity last year and will overtake coal for the first time this year. That's what's being projected, and that is according to Bloomberg NEF's estimates. Bitcoin miners essentially compete to solve mathematical problems to process transactions, or what we call hash, on Bitcoin's blockchain, receiving coins as a reward. While mining was easier for everyone, for anyone with a computer when Bitcoin debuted in 2009, enthusiasts now need large-scale network computers to do the work, and cheap electricity is key. The bets by SBI and GMO mark the entry of notable institutional investors at the time Bitcoin is coming off an eye-catching 2019, which saw it gain close to 95% despite repeatedly bouts of volatility. That's emboldened some investors and analysts to call for further gains this year as adoption rates increase and fans continue to flock to decentralized currencies. Bitcoin is attracting more institutional investors, and with the notion of limited supply and mass adoption, Bitcoin is winning this race. That was stated by a guy named, or last name is McGlone. I do like the fact that some companies are coming in here to do some mining. Again, why wouldn't they just set up their own rigs, right? They're probably going to rent out the space, which is going to imply that they're going to pay some of the electricity and some of the other stuff that goes into mining. And again, the only one that profits here really is Northern Bitcoin. And then the miners are left to basically take the risk or the volatility of having this, right? That's why, like the article was stating, Northern Bitcoin is not longer mining, but renting out the space. That way they don't have to stay with the volatility that comes along with having the machines and mining themselves, right? They could mine, and by the time they really cash out the coins, the market has gone down, and then really they cannot pay what they mine for. So I guess they're taking out the risk and just earning something secure. Let's say they're securing their income and leaving the risk to the user that rents the space. The fact that SBI is coming in, it's interesting because, like I said, SBI is a Ripple partner, and I really want to make sure, I want to see what they do with that, right? Or how much they get involved. Anyways, this other article is from XRP Arcade, from a guy named Leonidas. You can follow him on Twitter. He's a really cool guy. This website is really, really good. He posts articles, not too lengthy, quite short, to be honest, and really, really good articles. He's very pro XRP, but every now and then he posts articles regarding other coins. This article in particular is regarding XRP, though. Anyways, HSBC is one of the largest banks in the world by total assets, and was always rumored to have some sort of relationship with Ripple, especially after SAV, a Riyadh-based bank which HSBC owns a minority stake in, joined RippleNet in January of 2018. Now, the article is very short, like 1, 2, 3, 4 small paragraphs. The rest are posts from tweets. So we're going to read the whole article. Dilip Kumar, Big Data and Google Cloud Engineering lead architect at HSBC, revealed through his LinkedIn profile that Ripple and Hyperledger are being evaluated for other use cases. Question is, Mr. Kumar evaluating Ripple as an investor or as part of his work at HSBC? It's also not clear if the statement for other use case means that Ripple and Hyperledger are already being used in a specific way. HSBC did mention Ripple and XRP in the past in a report on distributed ledger technology in the capital markets and highlighted XRP's benefits. Now, the tweet he's making, the LinkedIn profile he's commenting in is this one. It is evaluating Ripple and Hyperledger for other use cases. That's it. I mean, I think we're reading too much into this. Maybe he had it as a task, or he has it as a task to see what Ripple is about and what else they could do with it. And I guess I could just leave it at that. But you can read as much or as little as you want into this. Right now, to me, it doesn't really say much, except that they're just evaluating what Ripple and Hyperledger for other use cases. That's it. They want to see what else they can do with it. Period. Anyways, on to Litecoin. Litecoin largest miner capitulation. Great news for Bitcoin, that was said by an analyst. Now, in a series of tweets on January 6th, Wu, what they're calling a well-known in the crypto circles as the creator of data resource Wuble, highlighted an upturn in Litecoin's fortunes in recent weeks. Especially is the altcoin's mining difficulty has been rising once more after more than 6 months of decline. Now, difficulty is a measure of how much computing effort is required to process transactions on a crypto blockchain. A drop in price can make miners retire due to low profitability, which triggers a drop in difficulty. This is in turn that has an implication for the network security, but then again, it could bring miners in at a lower when difficulty is lower, as they can mine it quicker and with less resources, and then they could be profitable again. Anyways, Wu said that the second half of 2019 was the largest miner capitulation Litecoin has ever faced. Data from Wu confirms difficulty dropping from over 16 million last July to just 4.7 million in mid-December, and since then difficulty has begun improving, currently standing at 5.1 million. And this Wu says could not only produce a bull run for Litecoin, but spillover fuel into the already bubbling Bitcoin market. Litecoin difficulty ribbon is now in recovery, he wrote in the comments to his tweet. Should set up a bullish breakout for the bearish channel. I would be surprised if Litecoin leads the bullish breakout for Bitcoin, or of Bitcoin. Anyways, that's it. This is the Litecoin difficulty ribbon that he was talking about, right? Anyways, let's move on to Binance, and then let's get on to the market. Binance futures, the exchange has rolled out a perpetual contract for the XRP cryptocurrency. It's a very short article as well. The contract paired against Tether offers leverage of up to 75 times, according to an announcement on Monday. And the XRP to USD Tether contract appears to be the first such contract from a notable exchange. Currently, little known Delta and Base FX exchange offer XRP perpetual contracts, and the Binance futures platform went live last September, as we know, and is currently offering 3 more contracts: Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum, all tied against the USD Tether. And the platform sets up a maximum leverage of up to 125 times, and that was stated by Changpeng Zhao, who recently stated that the leverage was increased due to growth in institutional participation. These professional traders seek out the most efficient ways to trade very quickly, both in terms of cost and performance. That's it for this, man. We're gonna move on to the technicals. I do like the fact that XRP is getting these kind of contracts with 25 times leverage trading. I don't recommend using leverage trading unless you're an experienced trader, and even then, with caution, you can get stopped out of positions really quickly. Any minor move to the downside can really get you to lose a lot of money. So just be careful when you do trading with leverage. Do practice safe trading, right? Don't get wrecked. Let's move on to the technicals. Awesome, we're back for the technicals, guys. Thank you for being here with us and staying with us again on a great Tuesday night. Let's see what's going on with the market, right? Market cap rising still. Yesterday, from an opening of 203.94 billion, closing at 210.51 billion, a $6.74 billion move to the upside, or 3.31%. Right now, still moving up slightly. We saw some rejection from an opening of 210.49 billion, sitting at 212.39 billion, a $1.88 billion move to the downside, to the upside, or 0.88. It was in a second. Right now, it's sitting at 0.76, 82% move to the upside. Anyways, we have seen very, very nice gains, man. If you can see back here, we're at 180. Right now, we're sitting at 212. So obviously, over like almost $30 billion coming into the cryptosphere, which is good. That's getting divided into a lot of coins. Bitcoin has seen its dominance increase, like I said, above 70%. Something that I don't really like. And again, your opinion might vary, but the less dominance Bitcoin has, the better it is for the market. That means the pie is better divided and everyone's better off. Now, still adjusting this downsloping channel, Bitcoin's still in a downtrend of sorts, but less inclined right now. Yesterday, gaining a lot of dominance from an opening of 69.09, closing at 70.31, a 1.76% move to the upside. Right now, still gaining, sitting at 70.58, a 0.39% move to the upside. Bitcoin sitting at sitting at 8,269. Let's say this one, 8,270. That's where it just shifted. I just dropped a little bit more. Around there again, 8,270. That's what we're gonna call it at right now. for the analysis. Now, what happened, if you remember the other day, we kind of came in here and drew these lines to the upside as potential targets or resistances that we could hit. We actually hit one briefly, this one right here, this yellow one, this white one, 8,240.37, and then we kind of like stayed there for a little bit, rejected, and then the next one we kind of run up, and that is fine. Again, we used the mid part of the channel as a resistance, right, 2 days ago. Right, today we used it as support and bounce from there, catapulted nicely. So sorry, yesterday. So still today though. You know, remember crypto market closes at 00 UTC, which is like 6 hours ahead of us. Now, what was happening here? We were calling divergence, right, potentially, and we said keep on tracking it as it keeps on building. We had this divergence here, which was nice, and it played out, and that's great. You know, that divergence really still driving the price up. And that's cool. I'm cool with that. This divergence, you know, we kind of saw it to the downside. Yes, it already played out. And I'll talk about what happened here in a second. Now, we're going higher than our previous high, right? That would be this one. Not quite this one yet. We're still lower than this one, but higher than this one's. And going with a higher price, which is good. We're going with the market, you know. On the RSI, we're also going higher. But right now, we're also higher than our previous high. That would be this one, our major high. This would be too much data to consider, right? Considering the time frame that this takes into place, like 26 period. So that would be like here. Even our Bollinger Bands take 20 periods. That would be like 20 periods back. This is too far back. But if you wanted to, we could still draw a nice line from here and from here to here. And say that we're making right now bearish divergence hidden. Now, you might wonder why this line is coming up as orange instead of yellow. Remember when I'm off the stream, I do things in yellow so we can track them out when we're on the air. Now, you might be wondering why this very nice bounce, right? And to answer that, I do have something that I want to show you guys real quick. It is from a stream that I did earlier on the 22nd. You can see here on the 22nd. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's behind the Deadpool right now. But this is our live stream from the 22nd, and I'll just show a small part of it. Right here it says December 22nd. You can't see it, it's right below that. Technical Analysis Edition. Anyways, just let me show this small clip real quick, and I'll tell you why it went up, right? Anyways, 1 second. Are we within a percentage that we could consider this a double bottom? I'm not 100% sure, man. I'm really trying to consider that this that happened here a double bottom. I haven't called it that yet. This will be, let's see, 6, 9, 2, 1, and we need to be within a 4%. So let me open the calculator and make sure we're within a 6% move of that. So we said you might notice I said 4 to 6%, 4% the first time, 6% second time, and here I lost the audio of the video for some reason. When I started doing the math, I lost the audio. Times 0.05, we want 5% at least. Will be 349. That's the moment when I lose the audio on the video. So now I can talk as I keep on doing this. I was looking for a percentage-wise, like you can be within 4 to 6%. That is an acceptable range from a one bottom to the next one, so you can call it a double bottom. So I was looking for that, and we did find it. It was within that range. And now here I was going to trade this double bottom. I was doing this on the Gemini chart, as you guys can tell. Just 1 second. I'll fast forward real quick. See, I put one there, and then I put the other one there because we were doing a double bottom. Again, part of the reason why we slightly pumped, right? And then I was talking about this impulse up flag, and then impulse up again, and the double bottom kind of helping, right? Now, what happened after this, if you kept on tracking the market, and what we're doing is we created a head and shoulders, an inverse head and shoulders. So I was tracking it. I didn't want to do that. Yesterday, when I was doing... When I didn't do a stream, but when I had a little bit of internet that I could do something with, I did mess around with the chart a little bit more, and we'll talk about that right now. I'll get rid of this real quick though. So since we already talked about that, it was on the Gemini chart, and we have it here, 1, 2. And then we created this other shoulder, right? It's not a very, very good looking head and shoulders. You want to see this going up a little bit more. This one's nice. This one we didn't see this shoulder coming in very strong. The head was kind of weak also. But again, we did have a shoulder. We have the other shoulder, and then the head and the other shoulder. And that's fine up to there. Now we did create this inverse head and shoulders. I put in the neckline, and since I'm talking about it right now, I'll actually change this to yellow. And when I was looking at this a couple days ago, I really wasn't sure whether or not we're gonna get these head and shoulders. So like I said, yesterday I didn't come online, and sorry about that, but I did notice this. I did spot it today. I was telling someone earlier in the morning that the inverse head and shoulder, I think it was Benny, and I was telling him that the inverse head and shoulders could be what was playing out, and it is, right. Like we did hit the head and shoulders, like that would be today, yesterday, 2 days ago, right. Yesterday we kind of broke out of this neckline, and we're moving. We're striving to hit that move. That move would be at, sorry, let me just refresh this and place it just where we broke. There we go. Would be more or less congruent with the 50% retrace, right, from the all-time high, nearest all-time high to the low. We'll be hitting, we went over that 618 on the fibs. That will be 7,212. Obviously, we went below it. Right now, we're bouncing back to 8,473. We didn't quite hit it. The highest was 8,463. We're a couple dollars away, but close enough so we could call it. Again, if I pinpointed this, maybe we hit it spot on. But I'm not going to go and mess with the chart right now. Here we had 8,481 as the measure move. Again, we got really close to it, like $20 off. And I'm happy with this, right? This is playing out. Now, we could find some potential resistance at the 50% mark, which we did, and we're rejecting again. And, we're getting a retrace from this pool. Nice pool. Now, I would expect for some consolidation to start happening. Maybe a little bit of a flag to follow, and then we'll take it from there. This could keep on pumping, though. And something that I do like, and I'll use this chart because it's a little bit cleaner, is the fact that... sorry, let me get the music back on. If I go like this moves to the upside, if you know what it does to the 200 simple moving averages, we were like really high, right? So the faster you move up, the more you get this average to come down because your lower prices separated you from the price, right? So that's what's gonna happen, or that's what we're gonna see play out here. And I'll just change this length to 200 so we can look at the 200 simple moving average and look at where we're at, right? Look at this. We're coming in, and look how we just started to turn down a little bit sharper, right, from this impulses up. And now we're getting closer to 200 simple moving average. Now it's sitting at 9,100. We're sitting at 8,300 almost. So again, I'm feeling really good about this. Why? Well, because then if we cross this, we get back into bullish territory, right? And this was a this could be a very short-lived bear trend. Now, last time we kind of kissed it a couple times and rejected it, and that could be a possibility. And we could stay on the bear market. Here we had a very nice rally, right? Back here on, let's see, when was this? On April 18th, April 12th, 2018. I had this very, very nice rally, rejecting once, rejecting twice, moving farther below, and rejecting once, twice, until we got till April the 2nd, 2019. So again, just because we're moving out does not mean we're out of the bearish territory. I do like it. I want confirmation, and then it's game on, because then we can really expect wild moves. You might say, man, I'm gonna missing a $2,000 move. Yes, maybe, man. But for me, it's play it safe right now. I'm not too confident where this is gonna go right now. We did have this bullish sign play out. It can keep on rising, and that would be fine. We can keep on retracing. That's great. We did hit that 618 on the retrace, so it's 61.8%. So I'm waiting for this to keep on retreating, right? And see what happens after 50% mark, and then after that add the 200. If we get to 200 and we break above it and we confirm closing above it, then it's really game on. But we have all these resistances to the upside: 9,650, 10,243, 10,647, 10,837, 11,120, and so on, right? So we do have a lot of resistance to the upside. It's not going to make it really easy for us to really get back to this level, unless something really goes crazy, or we get some other indicators. This might go up. Now, am I bullish on this? Yeah, maybe, man. Let's say my sentiment is starting to shift. Not because of this pump, right? We've seen this pump before, higher even, and then rejecting to lower. So again, really, this one not looking as strong as this one, but looking a little bit more measured, right? Impulse up, stepped. Now 3 impulses up, right? Like depending on where we close this, we might start to create 3 white soldiers, which would also be a bullish pattern, right? Candlestick pattern. And we could take it from there, right? And right now, like I said, I'm looking for this to finish developing a little bit more. I am a little bit more patient. I really wasn't going to get in. A good entry point would have been here at the neckline. I didn't get into it because we're still on the bearish territory, and there's a couple chances that we might do a U-turn. So I want to wait for this to confirm before I actually put money in, right? I'm missing on some money. Yes, that's fine. That's my decision to do it that way. You might want to go in here. Just remember you have resistance here, here, and then here as well. The 382 at 9,734, and then here as well, right? So just look at the resistance to the upside, and you make your own call. What I'm saying right now is this divergence that we had on the daily on Bitcoin played nicely. This divergence that we called did move down as expected. We didn't create anything else, but we did create that shoulder where we're bouncing off. And that is fine. I'm happy with that. I'm cool with that. That's what's happening right now. We are creating this hidden bearish against the RSI. That is fine, really. This might not even play out strong. We can even get to overbought, which we haven't been overbought in a while. And we can still be fine on the daily, right? So again, your mileage might vary with this. Like I said, this head and shoulders, we called it out on this chart a while back, or not, we called a double bottom back on the 22nd, so around this date, right? And that's fine, man. We then created this shoulder, and like I said, I was off yesterday, so I didn't get to talk about it, but we did have it charted yesterday when I had a little bit of internet. So if you guys catch your daily streams, I don't always look at all the charts, but I do try to look at most of the market, right? Anyways, let's get back to that 20 simple moving average, so we can keep on looking at the market the way we should look at and see what's happening, right? We got some tightness on the Bollinger Bands, not too much before we actually impulse up. We're outside of Bollinger Bands. We really want to try to get back in them, and usually we do, right? Look at here. We did get out of the Bollinger Bands twice already, and then we kind of got back in sharply, and then we started that descent. So again, let's wait and see how this keeps on playing out. That's why I'm not 100% bullish yet. We're below 200 simple moving average on the daily, like I stated. So yeah, that's something I'm happy with. I'm not 100% with this. We're starting to pump right now. When we were doing this, we were sitting at 8,300. Now we're 8,334, so slightly higher. And this will keep on shifting through the day. Again, a lot of bullish sentiment coming into the market. That is great, man. We want that so we can get out of this stagnation. And as the sentiment keeps on shifting, we might get above that 200 simple moving average. And then my sentiment will also shift 100%. And I'm cool with this decision that I'm taking, right? That's how I want to play it for me. Anyways, for the 4 hours, what's happening? Are we creating divergence, man? No, not really. We had bullish divergence here, right? We called it out. Price action to the upside, very nice pump. Then we went slightly higher, right? So you can see this happening. And we went slightly lower, right? And then we kind of dropped here. Then we went slightly higher again, right? It's all within the island. This is not divergence, right? Sometimes it doesn't play as strong as divergence from the previous island that will be back here. That would be our high, right? And going to a higher high with, again, more positive momentum. So we wouldn't have it from the previous island. We just have it within this island. And we would just have this divergence playing off here, here. Now this stuff from daily coming in here to rain on my parade. So we're going to send it back to the daily time frame. And that's going to be it for this line, right? Now this is going to go into the 4 hour and the 1 hour and probably the daily from what I looked at it. Yeah. So again, I'm not sure why stuff doesn't want to stay on its own time frame. What? There we go. I was getting the other line. That's what I was telling you about even seconds. I was like, no, hell's no, man. We got that 4 hour playing here. There we go. And also this one. Sorry guys, again, cleanup is a must on this channel. We don't want to keep the charts nice and tidy. And again, sometimes stuff doesn't stay where it's supposed to and come back to bother us here on this chart, and I don't like that. So this is from the 1 hour. There you go. Awesome. So we had divergence, price action to the downside. Here we didn't get it strong. We kind of used this line as support. We flirted with it for a little bit, used it as support resistance, hitting it a couple times before it actually broke to the upside. Again, the more you test a support or a resistance, the likely you are to break it sometimes. And then some people will say the likely are to fail. And again, it depends on your perspective, how the market is and where you think the market is going to go. If you believe it's going to break it or not. Some people say the more you test it, the likely you are to break it because you keep eating at the supply that's here. And some people say that, well, the more you test it, the more you lose that demand that there is. And if there's a lot of supply, you're going to break the downside. It just depends on your take on this and how it's going to move. Now, we did move higher, killing this divergence, right? Going higher with higher high, even higher high right now. Same thing happening on the RSI. It's sitting overbought right now at 79.61. So we're getting some pullback happening. And that is fine, right? Nothing to worry about here. That's it for this, man. Let's go to the 1 hour here. See this sharp turn? See how we did this V, getting us back to bot, then bouncing back out, creating some slight divergence here. But really, with this movement and the momentum we keep on growing, we kind of negated that divergence and still move higher. So let's go to the 1 hour, man. On the 1 hour, what's happening? Are we creating divergence? Yes, we are. So from here to here, we're going slightly lower. From here to here, we're going slightly higher, and we're breaking down, testing and using the support, the 8,240 as support. Again, we knew it could be a resistance. We knew it could resistance has become support. So again, really clear what's going on here. We also had divergence here, strong bearish. So again, part of the reason why we're moving down. We were overbought. And right now we're sitting bought right now on the 1 hour. So again, chances to cool off a little bit before we actually try to run again. That is great, man. I'm not worried about divergence right now. The only kind of divergence we had was hidden bullish, and it'll be from here to here, going to a higher low and making more negative momentum, right? So again, hidden bullish divergence, price continuation. We kind of are in an uptrend right now, right, in the shorter term. That is looking very nice. So again, I'm happy with this, the way it's looking. Again, I want it to be above that 200 simple moving average on the daily before I actually go in. And your experience might vary, and that is fine. Since we finished this, I'm going to move on to Ethereum. Ethereum dominance on the daily. Yesterday taking a sharp drop. 3.98% to the downside. Right now, dropping still a little bit more, 0.21%, sitting at 7.40% of market cap. Price of Ethereum, $144.96. What is happening? We get that nice rally as well, right? These hidden bearish that we were creating, we kind of killed it. Kind of played it here, using the midline of the downsloping channel support, bouncing above it. We kind of were constricted for a little bit between the midline and the 20 MA. But again, the more we tested that 20 MA and the midline, the higher it was that we broke to the upside. And again, nice move to the upside on Ethereum. Yeah, it's very nice beginning of the year, I could say, for the cryptosphere. Being that the year started here, we had a very nice uptrend, right? Sitting neutral on the RSI, 59.90, almost bought. And that's it for Ethereum on the daily. Let's go to the 4 hours. 4 hours, we had this M, kind of hit that measure move, right, on 2 steps. And that is fine, or 1 step, sorry, here. Then we move farther down, creating divergence, price action to the upside. We called it out back when, and look, it's still playing out nicely. We haven't called anything since. This was on the 2nd of January, because we haven't really made anything that was worth calling. This, right, wasn't too strong. You had strong bearish divergence, but it didn't play out too strong. Again, you had it even out to here, right, up to here. I kind of had that break and bounce because Bitcoin did it. And again, we kind of talked about that when we did the stream. We kept on going higher, creating more positive momentum. Right now, we're going slightly higher, and potentially what could happen, right, on a shorter time frame is that we're going higher, and we have a lot less positive momentum. Look at this, right? A very sharp drop, also on the RSI. So signals that we might see some price action to the downside. I'm not sure how strong it's going to be. We did bounce with that 20 MA. We could potentially bounce again. Let's wait for that move to happen, and then if we break below 20 MA, we could still see lower lows, maybe at 134.91, or we could still bounce again and try to see higher highs. But the 20 MA is going to be crucial on the movement that we make. Now, where are we at on the RSI? Sitting bought at 65.30. Let's go to the 1 hour. Now, fudge this, man. Really? The stuff from the 4 hours came here. And it really, I'm not sure why it doesn't just stay where I want it to, man. Maybe I should shift something else on the settings for trading view. Again, this from the 4 hours because it makes no sense where it's at, right? That's how we tell what's from where. Anyways, this divergence happened when we were off the air. That's why it was here. I thought I had changed it to, man, I'm pretty sure I lost some data on the charts because I was positive that I had changed this to yellow when we talked about it a couple days ago. And apparently I did lose some of the work that I had made for some reason. And that is just not cool, man. Yeah, not nice, bro. So this divergence played to the upside, very nice. I'm pretty sure some of this hidden bearish we called out, right? Or that strong bearish, right? We're going higher, we're going lower, right? We called it to the downside. We did get that move to the downside, bouncing over the 20 MA. I'm sure I already talked about this. Now we did move down in a bounce of the bottom of the Bollinger Bands and retested and actually rallied a little bit more. That's fine. We still managed to go slightly lower, right, than our previous high, and that's what we broke down here on that divergence as well. Now I'll make sure this all stays on the 1 hour because now it's gonna stay here. So really weird. Sometimes he wants to stay, sometimes he just wants to go elsewhere. So again, we kind of moved higher again and killed this divergence. Now from here to here, we did go higher and created this divergence. I'm pretty sure I talked about this on the 6th, maybe. Yeah, also around the 6th because this was the stream we were on. Now yesterday, yesterday was 6th. Sorry, yesterday I wasn't here, so we didn't talk about this. Now we are going higher, right, from here to here, slightly with some divergence still, right? And we bounced off the 20 MA and we really bounced higher again, following Bitcoin a little bit. Now we went higher and started to break down, probably because Bitcoin is breaking down and we're just following because from here to here we don't have divergence on the 1 hour. From here to here we don't have divergence on the 1 hour. Now from here to here we did have divergence as well on the RSI, and I'm just making sure I track everything because like I said, I do believe I lost some work from the previous time I was here, right? So to here and then also to here, right? Slightly lower. There we go. Awesome. So now that all this stuff is here, that's it for sitting neutral on the RSI at 56.91 for Ethereum. Let's go to XRP. Now, what is happening with XRP on the daily? Yesterday, 2 days ago, so yesterday, according to the market. So physical yesterday was here. Market yesterday is 2 days ago. So yesterday, 2 days ago, we went up 8.08%. That was a very, very nice move. Today, we kind of lost it all, man. It was a reversal because Bitcoin went up like crazy today. Yeah, today. And it kind of undid what everyone else did, right? So everyone lost dominance. Yesterday, a 7.30% move to the downside, and today, a 2.22% move to the downside, sitting at 4.31% market cap. I don't like it when the market's like this. Anyways, price of XRP, 21 cents, 21.243 cents. Again, very nice bounce of the 20 MA, right? Once, twice, bouncing on the 20 MA even here, using the support of 19,440, and then really taking off from there. Very, very good move. Did we have divergence? Not really. We just had this one, and it wasn't really playing out until today. Again, we didn't go lower than we went slightly lower. So you could kind of say that we had a technical form of divergence. It's just very minuscule from here to here, and from here to here, let's say, right? So that would be it on the daily. I mean, I wouldn't really consider it very strong for my analysis, even though it's strong divergence. Because the movement was so minuscule. Like this was 18.793, and this is like 18.673. So very, very small move to the downside to merit this much movement to the upside, right? So again, this rallying on the rest of the market going up, on the news on US attacking, like I said, the airport in Iraq or where it was, and killing this general. So again, let's see. Remember what I was talking about Bitcoin? I just saw this article pop up here. I'm trying to see if I can open it. It's this one. It popped up on my side of the screen, and it says, no, Bitcoin isn't clear for takeoff after pumped to 8,400, and here's why. They probably do some analysis there. This just popped up like a couple minutes ago. So it tells me that is 22 minutes ago. So probably someone else is seeing what I'm seeing on the market, right? That we really are below the 200 and some other stuff. Anyways, impulse up, flagging down again. Nice bull flag, right? Sort of tongue twisted, pennant forming. And then after this, it's very likely I will move to the upside. We're also using the top part of this yellow area of support resistance that I called out way back when as an area of support. Right now, we're actually sitting on it at 21,269. that area of this triangle being at 21,263. So very, very slightly above it. Now we're starting to pull back a little bit more, and that is fine. Again, sitting above that the 20 simple moving average. Very, very nice gains for Ripple yesterday. So I think it was a like 14% gain. So yeah, it was a very, very nice gain for Ripple. So if you bought back here, man, you made some very nice gains. Again, congratulations. I do have my huddle backs for Ripple. So again, I am bullish on the project long term. We did have this inverse head and shoulders. We did move down. Again, managed to rally on a potential double bottom. As you can tell also from this chart, and I'll point it here. We kind of hit this measure twice, right? This line. 18,504 or 1850, right? Look at this low. The lowest, right? The lowest that we made here was 1850, right? 1850 cents. Here it was 18,519, almost that same low. You could technically say that these two are at the same low, and you could call this a double bottom, right? On the 4 hours, and part of the reason why we're pumping, right? Again, that's the only bullish thing I can see here that would indicate a pump. Again, low, right? The same low almost, right? This closing was 18,648, 18,660. So again, very, very close on that move, creating that double bottom and bouncing from that. Again, holding that 20 MA beautifully after that impulse up. With Bitcoin also did. Holding that 20 MA beautifully and then using it as support to really bounce. Again, probably when Bitcoin bounced yesterday. And having that beautiful move to the upside, right, on the 6th. So, yeah. Today, the 7th, again, playing out. And very, very neat, man. I do like this. Now, I'm doing this candle showing some indecision on this last 4 hours, right? And then moving down right now. So, nice. I like it. Impulse up, down, slope consolidation. You try to rally, failed. Probably going to break down again. Maybe test that 20 MA. By the looks of it, we try to be bullish and rejected by the bears. So just want to see if we test this 20 MA. If we do, we might bounce or drop lower. If we drop lower, we have maybe some support here at 1987. If we go higher, we'll probably have some resistance over here at the 23,295, right? That's our potential targets from where we're at right now. Now we're going higher than our previous high, right? So it's fine. We really don't have any kind of divergence developing here. That is all good. Sitting bought on the RSI at 60.07, but almost neutral. So let's go to the 1 hour. On the 1 hour. Right, we were going higher highs, we're going lower on the MACDs, right? So as you can tell from this line, I'm going to draw higher highs, lower on the MACD histogram, creating that strong bearish divergence, breaking down. And someone asked me, I think today or yesterday, if this is going to break down, and I said yes, a little bit. We're exhausted, right, on the histogram, sorry, on the RSI. We also had that strong bearish divergence, breaking down, beautifully resetting the oscillators, hitting almost 39. So we went from overbought to sold slightly. Right now, sitting neutral at 48.79. So am I happy with this? Yes, man, I do like Ripple. I like the project. I'm happy they're pumping. Now, something I can tell you right now is that we created this, right? And if you follow this channel, you know what this is hidden bullish divergence. Potential price continuation, part of the reason why we're seeing this rally again. This rally going from a high to a higher high, right, with slightly more positive momentum and creating a very, very tiny positive momentum island. Right now, it's starting to move down again and create negative momentum. Again, not much happening after that. Let's try and see how this keeps on building up. And let's move on to Litecoin. Litecoin dominance on the daily. What's happening? Yesterday, losing dominance, 2.05%. Right now, gaining dominance, 1.48%. Again, following a little bit more Bitcoin with some of the moves. Litecoin's sitting at 1.43% of market cap. Litecoin sitting at also at $47.72. Movements to the upside very nicely. Again, following Bitcoin a little bit. Above that mid part of the downsloping channel, which we have not been able to get out of for a while. I'm not even. I will. I was not going to look at the 200 simple moving average, but I'll put it there. We're really almost like Bitcoin, right? Starting to curve in on the movement to the upside slightly. And really targeting that as well for us to get out of the bear zone, right? Anyways, right now we're above the 20 simple moving average, and that's fine. Creating more positive momentum than previously. And we're also going higher than we were here. So again, kind of killing the divergence that we had. We're also higher. We're not. Awesome. So this divergence, it did play out to the downside. This one also played out to the downside, and that's fine. This is too long of a period. What I'm going to do, but something that I just wanted you guys to look at, right, is we're going slightly lower still. And from here to here, in a straight line, we're also going higher, right? I'm going to get rid of this in a second, just for you to follow. This will be a form of hidden bearish divergence and potential price continuation, which could bring us to the downside again. So just watch out for this as it keeps on building. We also have it on the RSI. No, on the RSI, we're going with the market. Are we? No, we also have it on the RSI. We're going much higher. So again, same thing we were tracking, right? From here to here, going slightly lower. From here to here, going way higher, right? So again, just watch out for that as it keeps on developing. That's going to be it for this on the daily, sitting on the RSI. Bought at 63.86. Let's go to 4 hours. Been very, very nice move to the upside on the 4 hours, man. Since January the 2nd. Look at this. Beautiful, right? Climbing very, very nice. Again, we did call this divergence, right? Potential price action to the upside. Playing out very, very nice. Nicer than a lot of other coins, at least. Divergence here, and here, right? Now, what do we have now? Trying to look at this real quick. Checking this out, though. Let me see. 23, 24, 23. Okay. 23. 23. Awesome. Very cool. So we're going slightly higher. From here to here, we're going slightly lower, creating that bearish divergence. Price action to the downside kind of broke it down a little bit. Now from here to here, you still managed to go higher. We've still managed to go higher. And still managed to break down a little bit more, right? Creating, again, that divergence. We don't quite have it on the RSI, and that's fine. Just let me check before I call it. We're going higher. That's fine. Divergence again. And right now, we're going even higher than before. And this will be 21. This is 23. More or less going to that same level that we were back here, right? And right there. That same level. There we go. And we're definitely going much higher, right? So again, creating that bearish divergence, that would be a type 3 class C or weak bearish divergence. Potential price action downside, but that don't look like it by the looks of this new candle forming. We're sitting overbought at 74.15, and that's it for this, man. I'm gonna go to 1 hour. So this stuff from the 1 hour came back here to bother us, and that's awesome, isn't it? Let's send this back to 4 hours. Make sure that's off the daily. And again, I'm not sure why this stuff keeps on coming here. In some charts, it was playing out fine, and then I come into this chart, and now it's all screwed, right? It's like, it's so freaking weird, man. It's just so annoying that it does this all the time. I want to change interval to 4. I want to change that to 4. There we go. Awesome. Now what else is happening here? Let's see. Oh, this is also from the 4 hours. See? How do I tell it's from the 4 hours? It makes no sense where it's at, right? And it's too short a time to be on the daily. Sorry, not that one. Get this one here, and the 4 hours. There we go. Awesome. So what's happening here shorter term? Let's see. This will be 0.8, 0.8. So again, you would be creating that weak divergence, right? So from here to here, you're moving sideways, and from here to here, you're moving up, right? So in weak divergence, on the RSI, you would have that strong divergence, right? But from here to lower, that's fine up to there. You kind of broke down a little bit using that 20 MA again and bouncing off higher, and again going lower, right? From here, and from here to here. Let me make sure this is gonna stay here. No, it wants to go to the 4 hours again. Before I do everything, and then all this stuff just goes haywire. Because tomorrow when I come back in, this stuff is, even though I'm changing it right now, it manages to undo itself and go back to the 4 hours for some reason. And that is just so freaking weird, man. Again, sorry about doing this live, guys. Fixing all this little stuff here. Thank you for being here. 5 people watching, guys. If you want, you can say hi on the chat, right? I don't bite. I'm usually really friendly. Except when I'm in my bad mood. What happened here? Let's see. 8, 10. Okay, cool. So on the bottom, going higher, right, higher, low, and going more negative momentum, creating hidden bullish divergence. We also have it here on the RSI. Hidden bullish divergence pumping to the upside. That's very nice. Again, high, higher, high, more positive momentum. That's fine. Impulse down again, flagging a little bit, probably because Bitcoin is bringing us into this flag, and that's fine. Sitting bought at 67.12 on the RSI, and that is great for Litecoin. Let's move on to sorry, let me do this flag right now while I can. This is still gonna build, right? This looks like it might hook. And if it hooks, watch out for a potential drop. Sometimes they do happen like that. This looks like a downsloping channel right now, like that. So we'll leave it as that. I'm gonna go to Binance and look at dominance. What's happening with the Binance, man? Binance yesterday losing dominance, 2.72%. Right now losing dominance still, 1.81, sitting at 1.09% of market cap. Binance at $15.00. Actually, there's more numbers. 013. So $15, let's leave it at that for now. Seeing some indecision happening. Yesterday we can see a candle with two very long wicks. It's called a spinning top. Fatty, how's it going, man? Why the jump today? Well, yeah, we talked about that. I'll cover it again. Just let me finish Binance, and I will talk about that, man. Thank you for being here, man. I appreciate it. The jump is due to a Head and Shoulders that happened, right? Hey, Anonymous, how's it going, man? Thanks for being here also, man. Thanks you guys for showing up. You guys make the stream when you guys do show up and really start talking about stuff, right? So let me finish Binance real quick, and I'll go back to Bitcoin and tell you why they jumped. Awesome. So divergence to the downside. Nice. Again, low, lower low. We really weren't making any negative momentum here, but we kind of were here, right? So we could say that we kind of went lower, and here we went slightly higher, creating that strong bullish divergence. Price action to the upside, getting that very nice rally above that 20 MA. Here we kind of use that 20 MA as a support and bounce from that. And also the market moving up is helping right now. We're moving higher than our previous high. So from here to here, we're calling divergence, right? Hidden bearish. Now we're going higher, and this might still be lower. Yes, it is lower than our previous high. So still creating this hidden bearish, and we can see that we have it here as well. So just watch out for this. I'm not sure this is still there. Spinning tops, usually the next candle determines where the spinning top falls. If this is red candle or below that, we might drop to the downside. Otherwise, we might pump to the upside again. Sitting at 58.83 on the RSI, which is neutral, but high on that neutral scale. Let's go to the 4 hours. On the 4 hours, high, higher, high, more positive momentum, higher, high, more positive momentum. Even higher high, more positive momentum still, and from here to here we kind of went higher high, but look at this drop, man. Look at how weak the bulls became, right? Went higher but with less positive momentum, so we're losing that momentum, and we're also dropping on their relative strength, meaning the bulls are weaker to get to the higher points. So again, potential price move to downside. Yes, we'll look at AMD and Chainlink and IXX. Anonymous, thank you, man. After this, just let me do Bitcoin after this for Fatty, and then we'll look at all those coins that you mentioned, bro. Sitting bought on the RSI at 64.98, and that is it for this, man. Again, bouncing on the 20 MA, we've seen some large wicks here happening once, twice. Again, market indecision, really not knowing where it wants to go, and that is fine. That sometimes happens, right? So I'm gonna go to the 1 hour and see what's happening there. Again, sorry guys, I really don't want to curse on the stream, but oh man. These charts are gonna kill me, man. This stuff is just so freaking annoying. Why don't they want to stay where they're supposed to? Stay locked in your time frame. There you go. Awesome. So what's happening here? High, lower, high, or sorry, high, higher, high, lower on that positive momentum, creating divergence, potential price action to the downside, and that kind of played out, right? We did move down. So again, we also had it on the RSI, and we did bounce, probably on some hidden bullish, right? Yes, this is very, very slightly lower, right? You can tell there that this is slightly higher. So again, if we wanted to take it from this one, which is a very minor island, we would take it from here to here. So we're going higher, and from here to here, we're definitely going lower, right? So higher low, more negative momentum, also lower on the RSI, creating divergence, hidden bullish. Now, if you want it to be a little bit more clear, you could go to this one. The time periods are too lengthy for my taste, right? But again, low, higher low, negative momentum, more negative momentum, and also lower on the RSI, creating that divergence in the bottom part, right? So we'll see it from there. XRP is disappointing, yes, but it had a very nice pump, Fuddy. Yes, I know. Someone sued them for not making a millionaire. They're still fighting that one. It's kind of weird though, right? And yeah, XRP has been a little bit disappointing, to be honest. I do hold XRP though, and I'm bullish on them long term. Let me see this: 21030. So higher. So we're going higher high, more positive momentum. Also lower on the other side. The only thing that we have going on right now is from here to here we're going higher, and from here to here we're going lower, creating that strong bearish divergence. Price action to the downside. We just had it here, not quite on this one. And again, breaking down, we kind of also had it from here to here, right? This is going to be a different. Sorry if the charts get a little bit too cluttered. I'm calling divergence on different oscillators. That's why you have these two lines going on, right? So higher high, lower on that momentum. So you kind of drop, bounce off the 20 MA. Really nice bounce. But again, going higher and failing with the RSI and breaking it down a little bit. Also holding that 20 MA still. So that 20 MA is becoming a vital for this. And we'll see how that goes. Now, I'm going to go back to Bitcoin real quick to talk about what happened. And I did show this part of my earlier stream on the 22nd where we were calling this a potential double bottom. Right? What was happening? We were calling it a double bottom. I did even go and check and do the math. And in this part of the stream, I kind of lost the audio when I was drawing this. But prior to that, I was checking to see whether or not it was going to be a double bottom. and we did kind of create that double bottom. Right? Now, I'll go on the daily so you guys can see it. This is where we were, right? When this stream started, this was all on orange because I traced this yesterday. Even though I couldn't come live, sorry guys, my internet was really, really crappy, and I had a lot of trouble connecting. Today they came from the internet company, and I did lose a little bit of the stream for a second. It came back on, but again, what was happening, right? We're doing this double bottom. We did see this try to rally a little bit more, but we didn't quite get it, right? We kind of failed. And move down, and this, right, this height is almost this same height at the bodies. So again, using the bodies from here to here, you could say that we're creating a head and shoulders, even though it's not a very textbook looking head and shoulders. We did get this head and shoulders to come in, and if this was the head and shoulders, then this was the neckline, right? And the neckline again, confirming the head, breaking above the headline 2 days ago, right? On the 6th, created that a valid head and shoulders, and right now what we're seeing is a continuation of this, still moving to the upside yesterday and still today, starting to create a 3 white soldiers pattern, which is also a bullish sign. And yes, Anonymous potentially saber rattling between the US and Iran, push on oil. Yes, very likely that's a push on oil. On gold, we did cover that in one of the articles. I think it was this one. Bitcoin and gold jump after Trump strikes Iran, and it says gold, oil, and Bitcoin surge after Iranian General Qasem Soleimani was struck by a U.S. drone. Probably, there's a couple things that came together, right? We have for the technicals, the head and shoulders. Then we have the Iran stuff that happened. And we also have some speculation that's going on with the market, with all the instability that's happening, with geopolitical instability that's starting to happen with this Iran attack. And all those factors are coming in to combine and helping this pump a little bit more. Now, what I did talk about earlier on today was that by looking at the 200 moving average, right, and you'll see that the 200 is starting to curve in a little bit. You can see that starting to descend, right? Why is it descending? Because we're rising. So we're shifting that average, right? We're going higher. So that average is starting to come down from the lower prices, right? We're averaging that out on the 200. So the higher we go, the quicker this is going to come in. Now, am I bullish? Not yet until we cross this. Am I going to let go of some money because I'm not buying in here? Yes, but I'm also not confident that we're outside of the bull trend. Look, and I talked about it previously. Sorry, I moved the resistance. Previously, when we were there, right, we did go to it and touch that 200 once, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and then on the 5th time over here we actually broke it. So just because we're going to that 200 simple moving average does not mean we're outside of this bearish trend. Is the feeling of the market starting to change? Yes, it's shifting a little bit. Let's say a lot of people are starting to get a little bit more bullish, but I'm still a little bit bearish. And I was telling you guys, there is this article that popped out for like 20, it said 22 minutes ago. I can't see it now for some reason. There we go. Let me see if it shows it now. It's not really reloading the headlines here. But when I was reloading the headlines, it was this article that popped out that was talking about the potential drop also, that not be just because we hit this move and we're sitting at the 8,300 to 8,400 levels does not mean that we're outside of the bear trend or the bearish sentiment overall. Right? I'm just saying there's starting to be a shift in sentiment. Let's wait for confirmation. Also, by looking at the fibs from the low to the high, we hit and went above that 618 at 7,212. We're starting to bounce back above and hit that 50%, right? That 50 on the fibs, and that is at 8,430, 8,473. We almost touched it. We're within cents or dollars. The high was 8,463. This is 8,473, so $10 off. And from the measure move, we were almost $20 off. So again, if we move to the upside, we still have a lot of resistance, right? First the 200, sorry, the 200 to look forward to. Then we have 9,600. Then we have the 382 on the fibs. That's 9,714, which these two can go together basically on a strong move. Then we have 10,243, 10,647, 10,837, 11,120. And then after that, we still have a lot more resistances to the upside, which we'll cover if we keep on moving to the upside. Right now, the move is happening on the head and shoulders and the news. That's what's happening, right? Both technicals and fundamentals combining to give us this very nice pump that we're getting on Bitcoin and other coins, right? Anonymous, I will get back to your comment. Just Fatty said that XRP was being shitty. Look, yes, it's being crappy right now, but look at the pump, man. 2 days ago, 14% pump. That's all I have to say, right? Starting to see some recovery. Let's see what happens, man. We are holding this area of support resistance. Again, let me hide the Bollinger Band so we can see this a little bit better. We were sitting here a couple minutes ago, right? And we're still holding it. We're starting to create a pennant. We might pump to the upside, and that could be good, even though we have this down sloping channel resistance that we're probably going to face. And we'll take it a day at a time with Ripple. Again, very nice move 2 days ago. Today, still trying to figure out. Now, Anonymous, you did type possible regime change. Freedom of the people of Iran. Make Iran great again. I'm not sure, man. We'll see. We'll see what Iran does, right? We'll see what happens, and we'll take it from there, man. Again, we have to take this a day at a time, especially with the news. We don't know what's going to happen. There's uncertainty. Some people might be seeking refuge on these altcoins and the crypto market in general. So we'll take it from there, right? Thank you guys for being here again. I appreciate it when each and every one of you shows up for this awesome stream. You guys are amazing, guys. You guys make this stream come to life, and you guys make this stream worthwhile, really. Without you guys, this stream is nothing, dude. It's just me talking to the camera. Now, Anonymous, I will go look at IXSEC. And before I do that, I think we had it open already. And remember, most of the crypto is probably going to, if it's pumping, it's probably because Bitcoin pumped. And the market's moving up, right? So, the altcoins did start this new rally because they started pumping a day before. Some altcoins. And then, ICX, here we go. No, it's Icon. Sorry, IXL. I was pretty sure we had looked at IXL. I'm pretty sure if I go look at it, it's not going to open it because I already had it open. IXSEC. RLC. Okay, that's the ticker. That's why I couldn't find it. So let me look for that ticker real quick. Here we go. I found it. So last we look at it, it looks like like spider web because everything is coming from the 1 hour, the 4 hours, and everything. We had divergence, right, breaking us the downside back here on this line, right, and we have it here, and it's this line. So again, I know what corresponds to what because I charted this a while back. But again, stuff doesn't like see this. Why when I put this all in this time frame, it just came back to bother me. Anyways, divergence breaking down on November the 17th, and that's fine. Again, going lower, right, than our previous low, and creating a divergence. Now, let's see what else. So we did create divergence, right? So from here to here, we went lower. Sorry if I haven't looked at this in a while. I only look at the charts when you guys mention them. So for me, if it's not a coin that I'm tracking, I really don't look at it. And I'm usually right now tracking the major part of the market. Really not looking for all these small players right now. So again, divergence, price action to the upside. We got a very nice impulse up. Failed at the rally. Let me bring the Bollingers. We'll put them on the 20 simple moving average. There we go. Try to rally. Didn't even go to that 20 simple moving average. Breaking down again. but we didn't get as low as our previous low, I think. Or we did go. Oh man, snap. So very, very slight here, right? From here to here, going slightly lower. And again, you're going slightly lower on your RSI. On your MACD histogram. So creating that strong bullish divergence. And part of the reason why you're pumping now, you also had it here, right? From here to here. And from here to here, you don't have it. But again, on the MACD, you created that, which kind of helped you pump. You kind of followed a little bit sideways. But then when you got to a 20 MA, this hasn't really pumped hardcore until right now. And we saw a lot of indecision. Remember how I said a couple days ago the market was seeing indecision? We're seeing it play out here. Look, red, almost the same body as this green, almost the same body as this red, and then really this green coming into pump. But again, we're not really getting expansion out of the Bollinger Bands yet. The movement wasn't as strong as it's supposed to. So again, the market not really pumping as strong as it should. Now higher high, more positive momentum within this island. The previous positive momentum island is way back here. Too long of a time frame. Now, we could, in theory, say that from here to here, we're going lower, and from here to here, we're going much higher, and creating hidden bearish divergence. That would mean price continuation. It could go down. Right now, I would rather look at the shorter time scales to figure out what's happening, because the larger time frames, like I said, this is too long of a time scale. You want to take the last, like, for this, we'll probably be taking the last 20 periods, because that's more or less what we consider here. The 12th to the 26th, the 20th, right? So we would be taking some of these periods into consideration. This is too many days, right? It's too much data. But again, you want to anchor to your previous positive momentum island, regardless of what's happening in time frame. But again, for me, it's too much data. So again, let's go to 4 hours and see what's happening here. So let's see. I'm gonna ignore this island on the account that it's not a higher high, and it would make sense. But from this high and the previous high, you're going slightly in, creating divergence again, strong bearish potential price action to the downside, starting to see play out on this 4-hour candle. And you really don't have it here, but you're sitting overbought at 71.64 on the 4 hours, just like a lot of the market. Now on the 1 hour, on the shorter time scale, right? High, higher high, even higher high, more positive momentum, playing nicely on the 4 hours. We did get some pullback, and we're also going high, higher high, and higher high on that positive momentum, 71.89, being overbought. Now, what's happening from here to here? Well, high, higher high, right? High, higher high. So yeah, it seems that we're just going with the market a little bit. The stuff that played out here majorly on the 1 hour was this, right? Divergence, bullish, strong bullish divergence, and that's when we kind of did this U-turn, flirted with that 20 MA market indecision, and then really pumping to the upside on contraction of the Bollinger Bands as well. So remember, contraction on the Bollinger Bands sometimes means violent movements coming in. We also got a touch almost of the MACD and the signal line, helping to get that pump as well. And here we don't have that divergence on the RSI. So right now looking good. Again, pullback expected, right? Impulse up, down sloping consolidation looking like, at least on the bodies. And then impulse up again. We got to consolidate and see what happens there. And probably the third one, we're probably going to get tired and create divergence on this last peak that we might make and break down from there, right? That's it for IXEC RLC. Now we're going to look at Link. Chainlink, what's happening? We do have that one open as well. I just got to find it. Link, there we go. Was this the chart that we were looking for? Let's see, on the daily. Yes, kind of. We haven't looked at it in a while as well. What happened? Divergence. First thing I see, right? I look for divergence. Why did we pump? Divergence. That's it. Just like the rest of the market had divergence up to this date, this also had divergence, right? Do we have it on the RSI? Not really. Yeah, we kind of did. Play from here and here. Very strong bullish divergence. Price action to the upside. We tried to rally, failed. Tried to rally again, hit that 20 MA, failed. Tried to rally again at the 20 MA, failed still. Going even lower than our previous low. But guess what? By this time, we were even making positive momentum. So again, lower, right? And positive momentum. So that's what we will be anchoring right now for this rally, or for us to call this divergence. And on your RSI, you will also have it going from here. Again, strong bullish divergence on the daily. Heralding this new pump that we're getting and looking very similar to Bitcoin, right? Large, and short impulses to the upside. Again, really following Bitcoin here. It looks really, really cool. What else? Sorry, Fatty, I didn't answer your other question. Do I think that we will see a decent increase in XRP this year? I don't do long-term predictions. I focus more on what's going on with the market. There are too many factors that are ahead of us that are unknown. So that's why making predictions such a long term sometimes is counterproductive. You put yourself in a mindset where you believe something's going to happen long term, and it probably isn't, right? Because right now, no one could foresee what was going to happen with Iran, and now we're seeing all this stuff happening and stuff that might start to unfold, which we don't know where it's going to end up, and that is going to have an impact on the market for sure. Now, we also don't know what's going to happen with the U.S. elections, right? And that's also, we don't know what's going to happen with the Bitcoin halving event. So again, all these things that are bringing indecision into the market are things that are unforeseen that might affect the rest of the market. And that's why I'm hesitant to make a call long term right now. We have a lot of things that are really unknown. We're facing really, I would say, it's semi-turbulent times coming up ahead. And part of the reason why I really don't want to make a call long term. Now, we call this now on the analysis we're doing right now. Let's go to the 4 hours again. Very nice divergence here. First thing I look for, right? Divergence, bullish, to justify the impulse to the upside. If I don't find it, then I look for technicals. Sorry, fundamentals, right? So going in, again, very, very nice move. Do we have it here? I do believe we do. Now, this thing is bothering me a little bit. I'll move it to the side. 33.65, 34. So yes, very, very slightly higher. Again, divergence, right? Strong bullish divergence. Created this nice impulse to the upside. Now, are we creating some kind of bearish divergence? Not really. Look at this. Very nice. Impulse to the upside, right? Going higher, man. Skyrocketing on Link. Sitting at $2.15 right now. 84.47 on the RSI. Very overbought. We might come crashing back on a pullback. And this looking really weird, man. This could potentially be manipulation, right? So be careful about that. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure the mic screen is off. Do I still have the current snapshot? No, I can take it again though. Let me finish with the coins that you asked first. So AMD would be the last, and then I would look at the snapshot and compare, right? But yeah, we could compare for sure, man. And then we can determine whether or not history is going to repeat itself. Or try to determine whether or not history is going to repeat itself. So, okay, cool. We don't have anything going on right now as far as divergence. The only thing that we had was like from here to here. And not even, because it's slightly lower. So let's go to the 1 hour. See, stuff here is not jumping charts. So weird. Now, what's happening here shorter term? I can tell you that we're making bearish divergence because we're going higher. And we're going lower within this island, right? So again, and we're also going lower on this RSI. I'll zoom in a second so you guys can see it a little bit better. There we go. I know when you watch this on the phones, it was brought to my attention by Benny that it's harder to tell, right? So I'll try to zoom in a little bit more for you guys to be able to see. Now we're going higher, right, lower and lower. Again, creating strong bearish divergence. Potential price action to the downside. We're trying to move down, kind of rallying here. This is a red candle, even though it looks green. It should be red. This is still green, and this is also green. So we're kind of doing this small rally. We might try to go higher, create divergence again, and then start to break down. We are sitting bought, so we gotta cool off this a little bit more. And that's gonna be it for Link, man. Let's go to AMD, man. Let's see what's happening with AMD. No, cancel. I don't want to leave that. AMD. Let's go to the daily because something happened here. Okay, impulse up. That was on January the 2nd. And right now we're seeing impulse down. Okay, cool. Let's see the market, what's happening. All right, high, higher, high, more positive momentum. Okay, cool. So first thing that happened, right? So from here to here, we're going higher. And we're going slightly lower, right? Creating some bearish divergence. So potentially part of the reason why we're moved down. Also, this seemed like we gapped up and then probably moved down on some news, although we might try to pump again. I'm not sure. We'll see what the news have for this in store. 77.58, 77.77, and 78. So going slightly higher. We don't have this divergence happening on the RSI. I can tell you here it's like 0.33, 0.43. That's how I know we have divergence, right? Now from the previous island, 43, right? We were kind of going sideways from here to here, and we're going higher, right? So creating divergence and moving down again. Let's see this, I want to look at the weekly real quick. On the weekly, we don't. Sorry, guys. On the weekly, we don't have this divergence, so we're just starting to move down a little bit. Probably on news, man. Let's see. What do we have here for the news? This from today, Market Watch. AMD outshines Intel at Consumer Electronics Show 2020 as chip makers' traditional roles remain reversed. So, okay. Probably pumping previously on pre-CES 2020. Right now, probably stuff that's happening at CES 2020. It's going to make this happen. So, chipmaker and the Intel offers study in contrast at CES 2020. So, probably some of the stuff that's happening is that AMD is having better news at CES. I haven't followed CES this year, to be honest. And I usually used to follow it a little bit more. Top performing ETFs of the decade. No, that's not it. NASDAQ, no. I'm trying to find news from yesterday and a couple days ago. All right, cool. So on the 6th, so that would be yesterday, AMD unveils new laptop chip aimed at bulk for PC market. So probably a very cheap chip for the computers, I guess. Let's see, on January 3rd. Who suffers if China bans American tech? Well, that's going to be a good question. I don't have news for the second. Yeah, I don't have news for the second, so I can't tell what happened way back then to merit this pump. I would like to know, though, because we did gap up and then some, right? So this is a nice move of an AMD. Not too violent, but very nice percentage-wise, I guess. Let's take a measure of here to here. That would be a 8% move to the upside. And then if we take the gap open for today, 9%. So very nice gains on AMD on the last couple of days. Right now, this is what I would have, right? Divergence that we're starting to develop. We might move to the downside. We are getting that move. Unsure whether or not we're going to continue it or not right now. But again, on news, we could still pump, right? If there's more fundamentals that come out. Now, you said snapshot of Bitcoin. So let me go on the daily, zoom out. You said, yeah, this one doesn't have that data. I can't remember which chart it was that we had that data on. Let's see, was it this one? No, 2017. It's probably this one then. Yes, it was this one. All right, cool. So, all right, you wanted to look at September 13th to January 16th. Okay. All right, cool. So this will be January 16th. Awesome. And then this will be September. Cool. So I'll take a snapshot of this real quick. From here to January, I guess. You did say January 16, right? So before I do that, let me shift this a little more. Alright, cool. Alright, awesome. Let's see. Change the snap of the time frame. Let's do it here. Cool. And let's see what we have here, man. Let's go to right now. Alright, so impulse up, right? Again, below that 20 minutes. So looking similar a little bit. Here, that pump that we had here, right? Much more pronounced back when. Then this time, right? Here we even went higher. Or almost as high as back here. Here was a little bit weaker. Then we had the crypto valley coming in, right? Same rise, but we didn't get this small pump that we had here. Sorry, that we had here, right? I'm trying to look at both charts real quick. So if you can't see something that I'm talking about, let me know, and I'll just shift the screen real quick. All right, cool. So I'll look at this part right now. I'll look at the first part. I'll put them side by side. So let's say right pump, nice. Right second pump coming in, nice. Here we dropped a lot more than we did here, but still had that pump here, nice. Right valley, fine. then try to pump here, and here we went almost slightly higher than here. So again, here we kind of rallied again. So this would be, it wouldn't be this one. It would be like more to here, and we're going lower. Now, what else? Here we kind of had another valley coming in. Sorry, this new valley, right? That would be more or less this valley here. Then we try to rally a little bit. I'll make sure you can see this on the screen. I think here you can see it, right? So cool. So try to rally, right? Try to rally, failed, and that's fine. And now I'm pretty sure if I leave it here. Here we had this nice rally, and then this drop and bounce. Here we didn't get that second drop and bounce, right? But then we had this nice rally to the upside, then we dropped. That could potentially be more or less what you're seeing right now. And then we had this nice bump to the upside, almost to that same previous high. So again, if this was to rally, we could probably get up to here again. I'm not saying that's going to happen. And then we kind of found another valley around this median area, so we could find a valley around this area, the 9,000s again. That could potentially be it, and then maybe from there we take it, right? Snap compared to 2019 current. Yeah, that's what I was looking at, man. 2019 current. All right. Yeah, I mean, you could say that we're more or less, like, if you want to consider this part here, this spike here, right? But and then make it larger, you kind of could say that we're making something similar. I wouldn't bank on it though. Look at this. This time frame was much longer, right, than this. So it depends on how you want to look at this, right? This if this spike here is to be this spike, right? Then we didn't get this rally here, right? You can see that we didn't get that rally. But then we kind of moved sideways and dropped, right? Sideways and dropped. Then we kind of got another rally here, a smaller rally here that we can't see happening here, right? Except for this very small pump, but not really looking very similar to that rally. Now, this over here, I guess what we're talking about right now, right? That impulse up, small triangle making, or sort of triangle formation, and then dropping down and then pumping. So again, yeah, this pump slightly higher for a while than this pump. But again, right? All right, so if I can assuming, okay, cool. So you want me to zoom in at 2019. All right, cool. So compare these as it is to this. All right, awesome, man. I got you. Let me just get rid of this stuff real quick then. So take it as the actual triangle. Okay, cool. Let's see. I'll start on this side, move this a little bit more here to the side. There we go. I'll compare that, right? I have no problem with that. All right, so rally, right? Failed, right? Fine. Rally again, failed. Rally, right? That will be here. This rally. And then from there, we just kind of dropped. We didn't get this third rally happening. And from there, we kind of dropped, right? So you could kind of say that here we kind of lost it. But again, we kind of have to like cut the snap, right? To say that, I guess, this here would be this area here, right? And then from there, let's move this to this way, and then let me shift this to this side. There we go. And bring up the snap again. So that rally there was this rally we're talking about, right? Potentially. Then from there on, it seemed that we tried to rally and failed, right? Like maybe this would be that failed rally with that triple and inverse end shoulders that we hit. And here it would seem that we kind of dropped, but here we're kind of pumping, right? So again, we're comparing a pattern that took many days to build to a pattern that took very little time to build. So this took from like 2015 to 2016, from 2013 to 16, and this is just taking 2019, right? So the patterns are not equal in length. Just looking at the formation right now, we don't have, this pump is not this pump, right? We do have a lot more stuff happening prior to this pump coming in. So I'm not sure if this is gonna play on, right? So, yeah, I'm not sure how this is going to play, right? This is lower than this, right? So, if we were to put it on terms, like we would be more or less hitting that high because we didn't get to this high, right? That moved down a little bit. We're way below it, right? So, and here we're almost below it, but I'm not sure, man. Like I said, we do have resistances to the upside. We're still below that 200 simple moving average. There's a lot of other stuff that's happening that could prevent us from getting up there. Yes, I do agree. There is probably that possibility happening. Yeah. So this was our target to hit the 25th. That was 6,200. We didn't get there. We did get close though. 7,459, I guess. That would be our lowest that we got to. 7,449. Sorry, no. 6,619. That would be it, I guess. Anyways, what was the low here? 6,425. Yeah, it was fine. So yeah, that's it for this, man. Again, I'm gonna get rid of this stuff here on this chart. I don't like it here. I'll get rid of this here as well. And yeah, we'll leave that as is. Yeah. So, anything else you guys want to look at before I call it a stream for tonight? Awesome for being. Thank you for being here, guys. I do appreciate it. Oh man. 10:39, man. We haven't had a very long stream in a while, man. Last large stream we had, I think it was like weeks ago, man. This is like the first stream that has gone like an hour and 40 minutes for a while, man. That's pretty cool. Do let me know if there's something else you guys want to look at. Otherwise, we'll be calling it a stream for tonight. Again, thank you for being here. I do appreciate each and every one of you that shows up for this amazing stream. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the support that you give this channel with your attendance and viewership. It really makes my day, man. You're scanning? Awesome. Yeah, man. Take your time. That's fine. You know what's cool though? Well, not really cool, but something that kind of tickles my bone. Let's say, is that it's this, man. See, channel subs. We only had 7 subs in the last month, man. In the last 28 days. That's like not. That's like a downer, man. That's like a bummer. Like, I'm still waiting for people to come and show up, but. Yeah, let's look at Gene. Genetic technologies. Shit. Fuck, this is a nice pump, man. It's like 100% pump. Yeah, 116. News. Right? I'm gonna tell you this is news off the bat. Well, because by looking at this, you really the only technicals that you would have. Either you're going higher, and you're going from like slightly, like this is a -1. So you're not even creating bullish divergence, right? This is -1. This is -1. So like nothing, man. You're also going high. No, this is news, bro. There's no technicals here. Something happened. Post on social media platforms for more subs. Yeah, I haven't been posting on Facebook for a while, but I do post on Twitter. It's just been like, I guess there's not much interest in the crypto market right now as well, with the prices being what they are, you know. Yusek, yeah, I'll check that one out as well. This is news, man. I can tell you that off the bat. News, let's see. Twin vehicles enter across 8 U.S. states set to offer breast cancer treatment. Now, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Look for the name of the company. Genetic Technologies. Alright, cool. See, so news from Melbourne saying molecular diagnostic company Genetic Technologies Limited is pleased to advise that its third generation breast cancer test is on track for commercial release in the US in Q1 2020. That's what's getting this to pump, man. So news. People coming in with news. And seeing that very, very nice pump. Let's look at the USEG. It's probably going to be news, man, I guess. Maybe we have technicals. I'm not sure. Let's see. Alright, cool. Yeah, we do have technicals. They're not going to be the prettiest looking, but... so I'll do it from here. When you're creating some kind of medium bullish divergence, that would mean price, potential price action gap. So you don't have it. You also have it in buyer side. So let's see for this one as well. And there are probably some news. I'm not finding them right now. It says 50 biggest movers. Let's see if this guy says something, right? The name of this one is USEG, so US Energy. Yeah, but it doesn't say on what. It just says that it moved 28%, so 19%. And the movie is very, very nice, man. It's kind of pulling back. It pulled back a little bit, right? So the move would have been from here to here, let's say. 89% move, right? In the last 3-4 days. Let me see if I can see something else happening here on the news farther back. No, there's not much, man. Alright, cool. Also, US Energy Corp announces 1-for-10 reverse stock split. So, announced the following April for a 1-for-10 reverse stock split by US Energy shareholders at the 2019 annual shareholders meeting held in December 2019. Energy Board effective reverse stock split. US Energy common stock. The applicable articles amend the company's sorry. That's coming in. Fuck the ads, man. Let me see. There we go. So that's what's pumping them, right? If you know what a reverse stock split is, that let's say you had where's my YouTube? There we go. Sorry, lost track of the channel. So if you've seen the reverse stock split, is usually you have like an X amount of outstanding shares, meaning that have been issued and are on the market. And what you do is you consolidate them back again. So you remove the amount of shares that are on the market. So yeah, that's what happened, right? And probably it's pumping on those news. Or they're probably starting to do that reverse stock share and trying to pump. So I'll be for this one. So we did Gene. That's fine. We did USEG. Now let's do Sayer, Beyond Air. Nice. Low, lower low, more negative momentum, really no divergence. High, lower high, really no divergence. Still pumping higher though, killing any kind of bearish divergence you could have had. I'm gonna bank this on the news as well, man. 31st. Not sure. This is from December 18th. It's too far back. That would have been here. Bull market may stocks have smart money investors look like they're bullish on search through the November allocation. Hedge funds, top 20 large caps. Should pay attention to an increase in enthusiasm from smart money lately to hedge funds. Okay, so really nice. Why pay attention to hedge funds? Fund sentiment. Okay, on the hedge fund small caps. Big man to beat the market by double digits annually. So probably people are following what the hedge funds are doing. Right. Going for no, record stream, man, has been, I think, 4 hours, man, and that was towards the beginning, like 2 hours and 30 minutes. That was way back when a guy named Sean Christian used to come in. He was one of the first followers of the channel. It's probably around the first like 30 streams or so. I did one that was almost 4 hours long. That's the longest one. But today it's pretty lengthy, man, almost approaching 2 hours now. And it kept on going longer because he kept on asking questions and I just kept on answering, right? It was like having a conversation, like one-on-one. So that was the longest one I've had. I think that's the record right now to beat almost 4 hours. So apparently, because hedge funds had it, it could be that people are trying to get into it and that could be driving the price up. I didn't find anything else that would suggest an article. The last one I have is from just big movers on January the 2nd, and this would make sense with what they did over here on the 31st, right? So that's from the 2nd saying that it moved big. But I didn't find anything on these days that would indicate the price to the upside, right, on the news. So, yeah, probably because the hedge funds have it. It could pump. We don't find anything on technicals. When we got the weekly, okay, cool. On the weekly, we had divergence, right? That's something I didn't do for the other ones. And this could be a technical as to why it could pump, right? Strong bullish divergence. Price action to the upside. Again, rejecting the 20 MA, but the next week coming in and really, really beating the heck out of that 20 MA. Also having the divergence here, right? So it could be technicals. Although I bank it that there's also some news behind it that could potentially have had this effect. Now, this move to the upside from the low to the high will be of 96%, right? Very, very nice gains on this. AJRD, awesome. AJRD. AJRD, let's see, low, lower low, more negative momentum. All right, so not from there, I'll take it from this one. All right, higher low, more negative momentum, hidden bullish divergence. We don't seem to have it on the RSI. 42.39, 43.38. So we don't have it on the RSI, we just have it here. Again, yeah, that seems to be our turning point for that pump, right, on the weekly. Let's go on the daily. I'll send this back to the weekly. Back to the weekly. There we go. See on the daily what's going on. Low, lower low, more negative momentum, right? So from here to here, we're creating some divergence, strong bullish by the looks of it. Here we don't have it. And we managed to still go lower, right? I'll take it from this one, I guess. From here to here. And from here to here, we're going to a neutral. Here we also have the divergence happening here, I guess. That little thing's going to mess me up. There we go. 31.45, 32. So we don't quite have it here. We would have it from this other anchor point, though. Right, so from here to here. And that would be if we anchored from here. Here, right, whatever, which this one, right? So even then we will still have divergence, right? So apparently we had some bullish divergence that kind of ushered this nice price action to the upside again. 21 23. So the only thing I would have called here was hidden bearish, right? Going in, then going out like this, slightly higher, right? And then we kind of pump down to the downside again, holding or bouncing around the 20-minute area and finding indecision also. Now, not slightly higher or lower. You try to rally and still manage to get higher, so you can higher high, right? And so from here to here, very slight divergence. Going slightly down, again, creating that strong bearish divergence, price action to the downside, but bouncing off that 20 simple moving average and hitting that all-time high. Now, there's probably some news behind this, just behind the technicals. These technicals are not too strong to merit this strong move to the upside, right? At least not on the daily. So I'll look at some technicals and see what we have there. Last news articles for these guys are on December the 23rd, and he says, should you be impressed by Aerojet's Rocketdyne Holdings ROE, return on investment? Aerojet ROE of 25% based on the last 12 months, right? So maybe people are getting into that because of the returns people have historically gotten on this, right? So, I mean, right now I'm not finding any news besides this that would indicate something. I would like to find an article that would really justify this pump. I can't justify it with just the technicals, and I can't justify it with just the news, right? It's a 25% gain on the last couple of days, really, man. Sorry, I didn't want to take that. I want to take a measure of this to here. And when I move this to the side, it might undo it. No, there we go. Almost 21% move, man. If we take it all the way from the bottom, or from here, right, it would have been a 25% move. That is very, very, very cool, man. Again, no news for this, man. I really want to get news. I do believe there's probably some news behind it, except the only thing I found is from December 23rd. That would have played this article on this date, and then we still managed to see that impulse down and then bouncing off that 20 simple moving average. So, let's look at Leju Holdings. Leju. Slow Z is a slow C here, and Leju, let's see. Very, very nice pump. Again, the last article I have from this is from December 13th. So let me look at something here on the side real quick. News. Sorry, man. I'm trying to find it. See if I find something here. All right, so Leju last posted quarterly earnings results on Monday, November 25th. So again, that does nothing for us. A hedge fund recently raised its stake in Leju. Okay, so a hedge fund bought a Leju stock Renaissance and boosted its position in shares of Leju Holdings by 2.4% during the second quarter. Okay, that really does nothing for us as well. Leju Limited subsidiaries. Okay, so this article that I found does nothing for us. All right, one second. There's something on the technicals. Let's see. Chart not looking pretty. One thing I will point out right now is that here you're going high. What the hell? I want to do that. So I'll change this here. Here we're going higher. And here we're just going sideways. Again, creating divergence, bearish, weak. Type 3, Class C, right? So here you're going higher as well. So you don't have it sitting overbought right now on the RSI at 77.53. Let's look at the weekly, see if we find something there. Okay, even though you're pumping on the weekly, you also have this, right? Make sure this is going to stay here on the weekly. There we go, it's on the weekly. And you're going much lower, right? Creating that bearish divergence strong. So watch out for this, man. Even though you can still pump, right? Because this is still developing. Right now, you're creating that bearish divergence. Just calling it out right now. Let's go on the daily again. We do have this kind of bearish divergence as well. I'm trying to figure out why could we have pumped, man? I mean, it sucks that I'm not really finding any good news as to why this could potentially pump. And I really want to find something, man. It's a nice pump, right? It's like a 30-cent pump. Okay, potential breakout because of geopolitical. Maybe, man. But again, usually money goes out of the stock market and into other areas, right? Into stores of value during geopolitical escalation. So unless they have some like military technology, it could probably be that. But again, other than that, it's a little bit hard to tell, man. I'm not sure what these guys do. Ledger apparently it's a holding of other housing projects or not housing projects, but let's say real estate, from what I read. But I'm not sure why they're pumping. I haven't found a valid article. Maybe tomorrow we're going to get an article as to why this pumped. It's going to be on someone's radar. MCHP. Right, 6%. Nice. Gapping up as well. This is from today. So second positive pre-announcement for its upcoming third quarter earning. Okay, so they're probably hyping up the market, right? Positive pre-announcement for its upcoming third quarter earnings report. Right, so that's probably what this is pumping. Microchip rose to 6.29%, to 110. Okay, so the S&P fell about 0.2. Okay, Microchip, the company now expects quarterly revenue to be between 1.28 billion and 1.28 billion, with midpoint firmly higher than that of the prior guidance of 1.24. They also said they made bookings for chips that expected in December. Okay, well, okay, cool. So yeah, news, man, sales, right, happening, and them coming in with this, leaking out this information. Let's say it's hyping up the market and having this very, very nice rally, right? That's probably what happened here. Yeah, that's it, man. We've been live for 2 hours and 1 minute and 27, 28, 29, 30 seconds. Fundamentals on EXFO. Let's see. Yeah. Means Q1 earnings estimate. EXFO came out quarterly earnings of 0.04 per share. I was like, okay, compares to loss of 0.05 per share a year ago. Okay, well, quarterly, a quarter ago, that's like to be the telecommunication says the company could post earnings of 0.05 per share when it actually produced earnings of 0.05. Delving no surprise. Over the last 4 quarters, the company has surprise consensus of EPS. Let me change this track. These are intro song. All Iran? Yeah, probably, man. Yeah, there's fundamentals here for this EXFO. And meeting their Q1 earnings estimates. Apparently that's what's pumping, man. We're moving it at least. Let's see the weekly. Yeah, here you had divergence, right? Helping you to pump. This is a while back now. Look shorter term. Right. So right now going higher, going lower right now. Still developing though. Just watch out for this. Creating that strong bearish divergence right now on EXFO Inc. Right. So potential price downside on the weekly. On the daily, you don't seem to have it, right? You're going higher than your previous high, and here you had divergence. Going higher and then going lower. There we go. Oil, okay. I can't remember what is the oil ticker, man. Getting my brain fried already. Let's look at any oil and see what they're doing, man. No, this is not going up. Right, this is actually crashing down. Look at some oil companies and see what they're doing, man. Not really moving a lot, right? So, actually, the third being the day of Friday, right? Kind of moving down a little bit. Trying to bounce yesterday, but today I'm doing it. So really not a lot of pumping happening on oil, right? ACMR. Nice pump. News probably. Let me look over here. Man, this had a very nice rally since October the 31st. Right, you were at like $12, sitting at $24, more than 100% your. Man, this would have been a very nice buy back when, right, on October. So higher high with lower. Bearish divergence, very slight. On the weekly we don't quite have it, right? On the weekly we don't have it. There's probably some news behind this, man. The only one I found is that they're going to present the 22nd annual Needham Growth Conference. But let's see if I find something here on this article as to why they might be pumping. A provider of single water wet cleaning equipment used for manufacturers of advanced semiconductors announced today that Dr. will present the chief global. Nope. Don't really say much. Momentum with 36 gain, add the last month alone, 12-month gain to sharply 96%. All has been equal, sharp price increase should make the stock less attractive to potential investors. Yes, because it's so high right now, you'll be buying at a premium. If you buy right now, there's a high risk the price might go down, and you're going to be stuck with that position for a while. That's why it's a little bit risky to buy this one right now. You don't buy at highest now price to earnings ratio. A P applies that investors have high expectation. Okay, how's the P? I don't care about that. How growth? No, I don't know. All right, so they probably have some high or some good potential, right? So balance sheet says that ASM has net cash of 32 million. That should be lead to a high price earning than if they did have debt. Because the stronger balance sheet gives more options. Okay, yeah, so cool. So their price earnings ratio, I guess, is what's probably moving this for these guys, right? Very nice jump though. Very, very nice one. ICEEUR. It didn't pop up here. Didn't find that one, man. But I can look for Brent crude. I just found the futures. Probably look at this one, I guess. You can see that indecision going on in the market, right? So even though that stuff happening in the Middle East, right, you're going higher, right, lower, creating divergence. Probably part of the reason why you're breaking down right now. This positive momentum still developing though. Also lower on the RSI. So probably part of the reason why you had the small breakdown. That's on divergence. And really not seeing much happening because of the attack right now, right? So still, these are CFDs, so yeah. And I couldn't find the ICR ticker. Anyways, Beyond Meat. Let's look at that one. I do like that one. BYND. Beyond Meat. So it's no longer meat. It's more than meat. It's meatier meat. So, okay, cool. 1.31, 1.06. Right, stuff that we can see really quickly. Higher, lower. Very divergence, at least on this part of the RSI. We can still go farther back and still make it because we're still higher than we were back here, right? So again, this will be going from a low to a high, and then from a much higher to a much lower. You don't have it on the RSI. Creating bearish divergence, so just watch out for this. Still good pump. Now, Beyond Meat gains on reports. Impossible Foods won't seek McDonald's deal. Wow. Gains on reports. Impossible Foods won't seek McDonald's deal. So their competitor might be leaving him open. Take over a McDonald's contract just by the title of the article. That could potentially give him a deal with McDonald's, right? Fake burger maker. Beyond Meat extended its stock market gains on Tuesday following a report that its main competitor, see Impossible Foods, is no longer seeking a deal to be a supplier for fast food giant McDonald's. So again, probably one of their main competitors is getting out, right? See, yeah. I didn't have to read the article to guess that one. Yeah, that's what's making this pump, and the competition is leaving the market, and they're having clear ways to go ahead and negotiate. If they're the strongest position, stop scanning. Yeah, sure, man. I do want to take a break after I finish the ones you have. We're gonna look at more tomorrow. I mean, we didn't have to like kill the market today. I do want to have dinner though. I haven't had dinner. So you can see that we're pumping probably on these news that their competitors have left the market, and right now we're creating bearish divergence. So let's go look at Club. Down Sports holding. Two gaps, man. Very nice stuff happening here. Probably news as well. Yeah, see, off the bat, man. When I see that, you can tell me. Town Sports International Holding announces the acquisition of Flywheel Sports Inc. Studio Business. So they're acquiring another company, maybe one of their competitors, or a fitness company that could give them something else, right? From what I heard, or I just scanned real quick here. The acquisition is expected to close in the first quarter 2020. This could still fall off, right? So they haven't closed it upon satisfaction of customary closing conditions. Established in 2020, Flywheel revolutionized the competitive indoor cycling. So they are like a, let's say, a fitness company, and they're probably buying a competitor. That's why it's pumping them. They're absorbing another company. That's usually good news. Fake news for burger. Yeah. Yeah, fake news, fake burger, man. Let's see. MU Micron Tech. Yeah, we'll look at that one. news. News. Beats, some profit beats after cheap prices stage a comeback. Now, this came up with the news for this company. Could be because it's related or because they do mention them. So, not sure what they do. Let's see. Also from the, I'll go with this one. It looks a little bit more solid. And hell no, G5 will drive memory chip demand. Micron CEO says so. They probably haven't shipped that. Sorry. It is probably from CES. Yeah, CES 2020. So news from CES could drive this price up, and that's probably what's happening here. Micron and Valence demonstrate industry-first in-vehicle remote centralized storage solution. Ultra high-speed in-vehicle connectivity today are demonstrating the automotive industry's first terabyte remote centralized storage solution at the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. Yeah, like I said, news from CES, right? That's what's making this pump, man. Usually news is what makes the market go. At least the stock market. Sometimes you do have technicals, right? But again, like lower low, less positive momentum, so you had divergence here that could have helped with this nice pump. Also leaked the information of the pre-CES, even though this is way back on December 3rd. Stuff like that can still happen. Now high, more positive momentum. We're going higher again. Right now this is starting to build, so just take it with care, right? And you're going lower, so creating that bearish divergence that could potentially break you down. Also have it on the RSI. That's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Guys, this is going to be it for tonight. Thank you for watching. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. This is State of Crypto. I'm your host, Martin. This has been a pleasure being here with you tonight. Again, I really enjoyed when you guys come into the into the channel and chat with me. It makes it much more engaging, much more interesting. Thank you for being here, Anonymous. I do appreciate it when you show up, brother. It makes this much more interesting, especially when you bring a lot of tickers that we can look at and coins and stuff like that that's happening on the market. Talk about crypto to your friends, to your family, to your coworkers. Let them know that we are here. This is Instead of Crypto. Again, I'm your host, Martin. It has been a pleasure being here with you. We're a good intro channel for crypto. Bring your friends, your family, your coworkers, everyone you can into this channel and help us bring more awareness. Again, thank you for watching, guys. That's going to be all for tonight. I hope you have a great Tuesday night. I'll catch you tomorrow for another edition of the State of Crypto, Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central. Again, thank you for watching, guys, and that's going to be it.